This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
And we're back with Off the Break Podcast. I'm Cody, and with me are Kyle and Eric.
Hello again.
Hello.
We missed last week's podcast.
I didn't,
for
but-
unforeseen circumstances.
I was just chilling here all alone.
Yeah,
Very quiet office.
Kyle,
You held down the fort just
Part of me
fine.
wondered if
Yeah.
I should just come in here. Ken and I were joking if I should just come in here and make it like Eric's soapbox for like an hour.
I
Oh, I
actually
would've
wanted
loved
you to
it.
do that, and I was like, I wonder if he'll do that, and we didn't get to have that conversation. So plan B, if unforeseen circumstances happen again and I get stomach flu for my 5-year-old, please, if one of you are here, come in and just do it by
soapbox.
yourself. It'll be weird.
Yeah, I
It'll
guess
be
I could have
awkward.
rambled about John Wick.
Or just
Yeah.
talk about anything. It could be your own show. You could do
Yeah,
whatever you want on the show.
I went to the really late showing of John Wick 3, and it's a little bit longer than the other two. I was really tired, but I still came in the next day. It's like, oh, at least I can talk about John Wick on the podcast.
Yeah.
But
Then I couldn't.
actually, now that I think about it, we haven't talked about John Wick 3,
No.
have we?
No, because we missed last week.
Oh,
What
yeah,
can you
that's-
say? It's awesome.
Right.
If you love John Wick, you'll know why you love John Wick, and you'll get more of it in this movie. I just hope they don't keep getting longer.
Did this one feel longer to you?
Well, I'm sure at 11 o'clock at night for him.
A tiny bit. The other two were just so perfect, like scene for scene for scene, the
Yeah.
transition. And in this, the Halle Berry, I loved Halle Berry, but the whole like desert section, I feel like,
Could do without. That's because that's what I thought too.
yeah, or at least make it shorter.
Yeah. No, I'm with
Other
you
than
there.
that, though, yeah, the movie's awesome.
No, Eric's right on the money with that one. Like, John Wick 3 just takes up another couple notches.
Oh my god.
The action is still incredible, and it's still like one of the best modern action movies that we've been seeing in quite
I
a
just love Keanu
while.
Reeves so much more every day.
Oh, exactly. And yeah, if you like the first two, you'll like this one. But if you're just showing up, I think you'll be able to still have a good time without knowing too much.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll just say that third trailer for Parabellum made me actually want to see John Wick movies. And so I did. We didn't get to talk about
You
this,
had
but
a double
actually,
feature.
I actually saw the first John Wick movie, and I'm like, this is actually really good.
Yeah,
You often put off by like shoot 'em up killing movies, but
There's a lot of shooting and a lot of killing. In
I
these
don't know
movies.
why it didn't bother me in this one. It was just
Because
like,
it's
yeah,
so
get him,
graceful. It's so graceful, and
It is
everything
graceful. It's
everything
elegant.
everything is part of some very structured organization.
Yeah.
which is not a very good organization. We find
But
out
it's structured.
in John Wick 3, but
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, it's a very simple story, but somehow the simple story just keeps building upon itself, and on top of that, I can't stress enough, the action's just some of the best you'll watch ever.
I saw this thing online that said John Wick had killed more people on screen than Jason Voorhees and Mike Myers. Those,
Yeah, probably.
I hope that's correct.
yeah.
I used to know the specific
should
body counts
verify
of the
that.
first two movies. He kills like 87 or something in the first one, and I think he goes into like the 140s or something in the second one. The third one probably has even more. But
I lost count, that's for sure. You just
and there's
can't
several
keep
people he
track.
kills that should count as like 4 people.
Yeah. Really though.
Yeah, so that movie was great.
Yeah. Well, on to this week's films.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry we weren't around last week. Like I said, I got stomach flu from my 5-year-old, so that was really fun. I was so glad I was home and not at Off the Break podcast.
Well, I would have missed it anyway. I
yeah.
was on a mini vacay, but
You were. But that was planned. We knew that was going to happen.
yeah.
So we got to have a contingency plan for next time this happens when
Or
we're
initiate Eric's
2-man
soapbox
down.
the
Eric's
next time I'm-
soapbox, Operation
Yeah.
Eric's
Yeah.
soapbox.
So this week, we wanted to discuss our early reactions to Booksmart and Aladdin because we all went to an early show last night, and then
One of us didn't want to go see Brightburn. Take one for the team.
Yeah, and then we have a few trailers to go over. Just our thoughts on some new trailers that came out this week.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. How is Booksmart? I'm dying to know because I really wanted to see that one, but I went and saw Aladdin.
I liked Booksmart a lot. If I were to sum it up, I'd say that it wasn't. I don't want to say it wasn't like raunchy and hilarious because there were lots of very raunchy, hilarious parts, but I'd say it's more like an honest friendship movie than like a raunchy high school comedy movie.
Right.
Like, there's no other subplots too. Like, obviously everyone's going to compare it to Superbad, and Superbad has like obviously the main two characters, but then there's like McLovin's side character with the police, and there's a lot more just very out there funny stuff. And Booksmart always has like their friendship front and center the whole time. It's also a very like supportive movie. I feel like no character in it is supposed to be like a bad, like
a bully.
Yeah,
or
there's like the popular cheerleader girl who they don't like at the beginning, but the writing and the movie never really paint her as like anything as a bad person.
There was always people in high school you just didn't
they even
like.
go out,
Not because they were terrible, but you just didn't
there's
like
a lot
them.
of scenes where they go out of their way to humanize a lot of these people, and I thought that was really nice to see. It's a very wide range of different types of kids at their high school. But I don't know, what do you think, Kyle?
No, I'm right there with you. I enjoyed this thoroughly. I agree with you. Like it is centered around just a story of two high school girls who have just been best friends for years, and they are at a point in their life where they do have to separate and go on with different things. So they try to do their best to like have one more night of fun, or their first night of fun, I guess, as the plot goes. But at the same time, though, like it's also a big learning experience that they probably need with one another and themselves, which I also appreciated. And it's like you said, Eric, it's not like a high school coming of age comedy movie like expansion wise. It really does center on just one story, but there's just so many great side characters that are hilarious and just out there at times, but somehow are able to come back around and humanize them at the same time, while the two main characters are still like human, and we're growing with them and we're understanding what they're like through and through. So I think juggling all of those types of characters was really well handled by Olivia Wilde. I have to give her major props for this one.
Yeah, I mean, like that whole climactic party scene, like that they're trying to get to for the whole movie. Once you get there, there are some, some sad scenes and some other things when what they want doesn't turn out.
Some conflict.
But it kind of just shows all of these kids at this high school, they're all in the same boat. All of these kids, maybe they didn't fully have a say in how they were perceived by other people at high school, but now they're all just kind of coming together as one big hoorah. They're like, hey, let's just wish all of each other the best of luck before we go out and sort of like re-identify ourselves.
Yeah, it's never mean-spirited at all when it comes to that. It's just more of everyone kind of being in their own lane or in their own cliques kind of, but at the same time they know, like, since it's the last day, as you get towards the end of the movie, and especially for the main characters, there's just that communal understanding of like the last day of all this before we move on, so let's just try and embrace the most out of it.
Did Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein, did they have good chemistry where they
Yeah.
like they seem to be have really good comedic chops
Immediately.
One of my favorite things about the movie is anybody who has like a close best friend or like a very small tight-knit group of friends has like just their own weird sense of humor that they know nobody else is going to get, but then that also adds to why they think it's so funny.
Yeah.
And from the very first scene, they have their things and you're just like, I have no idea what they're doing, but I know that this is their thing and I love it. Like, and they do it multiple times throughout the movie. Like, it's very much a part of their characters. It's not just like they do a random funny, super complicated handshake
and they go
at one point. It's
yeah,
it's like it's you start to pick up on like their shared mannerisms and their own like language.
Yeah, it's definitely relatable, that's for sure. Like, I went to see it with my best friend, and he and I would just like glance at each other and be like, that's about accurate. Because we're like, it's she's you and she's me, and yep, that's about right.
Friendship was hilarious. They were both great. Everybody in the movie was great,
especially Billie Lourd, because I thought she was
that's
really
who
good.
that was.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher's daughter plays this really
knew her face was familiar.
Not eccentric, but just as balls to the wall, crazy.
Yeah,
chick,
she's just sort of like
wonderful.
She just keeps appearing throughout the movie, and you don't know how, but you're not really supposed. It's not supposed to make sense. She just kind of shows up and gives them very like drug-fueled words of wisdom. Like, she's just gone for the movie, but everything she says is like putting them on the right path.
Yeah, so she was like the standout for me. But those two, Beanie Caitlin, they really anchored this movie to drive home like what the message of it is. And I think it's a good message, especially for a modern coming of age movie.
Yeah,
like
because I mean,
one.
there are so many of these types of movies, but this one it's a lot more nuanced that I wasn't expecting. Like, just the fact that it's so, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it is so supportive of all the different people in all the different types of characters in like a very realistic way. It doesn't try to judge any of the different types of kids or anything. It just...
So how do you think it'll be hurt or helped by its rating? It's rated R. So is there an audience for that? I mean, we're going into summer. It's tough for ours.
It's not the rating that's going to be the issue. I just think it's the appeal.
Well, it's just a smaller, like, more... I wouldn't even say it's artsy, but people are going to think of it as kind of an artsy...
It's got an artsy quality
an artsy look to it, kind of, yeah. I can see where...
I mean, it's well
people
done
come from with that.
But like I said earlier, it's just
well done.
I feel like in the summertime, especially, a lot of times what people see just comes down to the basic idea of what the movie is, and the idea of two friends trying to party one last time before high school is over. People have heard that idea. It doesn't sound as crazy as like describing like Spider-Man fighting Mysterio in Europe.
Right.
People are like, whoa, that sounds crazy. So I don't know. I think it's just, I don't think it'll be huge, but I think I hope it has like strong word of mouth.
Yeah, and people actually slowly come in and
it's gotten
try
excellent
and watch
reviews on
and you can
the review
sites. You can
so.
definitely see why.
They're well warranted. I am happy to see that the studio is really pushing out the marketing for this. I've noticed in the last week because they're a smaller studio and usually they probably don't have like just the marketing budget to be able to really give some movies a really big push, which is unfortunate, but that's just sometimes how it goes. But this one, I've noticed they've been really making sure like this one gets pushed out because they do have confidence in this and they believe in it, but it's just a matter of will that still drive people to go see it? And I'm still not quite sure despite how big the marketing push is.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. From the moment I saw that first trailer, I was like, I need to see this movie. So I'm going to try to find some time this weekend to go to it.
The adult characters, I'm just sitting here thinking about like Jason Sudeikis and like her parents. And, I don't know. There's just so many little enjoyable things in this movie.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Caitlin's character her parents are played by Lisa Kudrow and Will Forte, and they're just the best. They're so funny.
Yeah, they're in it very short for like 2 scenes, but it's all
they make the most of it though.
Every different character, whenever they're on screen, you love watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That sounds like it's so good. I just really want to see it. I just like those small pictures that are just so unique. So I can't wait to check that one out.
I love just hearing like the hilarious, just like random, very, very personal conversations that you can have with like your best friend, but hearing it from like like the female perspective with their close talks. It was great. It was hilarious.
Well, none of us saw Brightburn, unfortunately, so we can't speak to that one.
Maybe we'll get around to it.
Hoping to by Monday.
I don't think I'm going to see it, and only because I don't like the idea of an evil child. He's still like this like 10 or 12-year-old boy that's being pushed around. Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm not going to see it, but I hope you guys see it and we can discuss it next week.
Yeah, I'm hoping to at least by Sunday or Monday for sure. And hopefully I'll have some feedback for you.
Yeah. No evil children movies for me.
Tell us about Aladdin.
So I saw Aladdin last night at super late at night, and it was very bright and colorful. The music is all good. They have like one new song in it, which is fine, but I just like got that nostalgic feeling for hearing all the old songs. I just love them. So just a quick rundown on it. Will Smith as Genie was great. Like, I actually really enjoyed him. He makes Genie his own character. So I didn't think, oh, I miss Robin Williams at all. It really is just this kind of separate character. He has probably just as much energy as Robin Williams had brought to the character before. So that helps. And he has really good chemistry with the lead who plays Aladdin, that there's a camaraderie there, and they have some really funny like one-liners off of each other. Like they play off each other really, really well. in some scenes, and that was, I mean, I laughed out loud, so I really enjoyed that. I thought it was well casted. Jasmine was great. The guy who played Aladdin is great.
I'm trying to look
What
at
about
his name
Jafar?
now. I believe it's Mina Musard, but I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that
I'm
correctly,
not
so
gonna
I
butcher the name
apologize.
because you know me, I can't.
I'm gonna.
can't
I'll
say
try and look
anybody's
up the
name correctly.
pronunciation for it.
Yeah, that's his name.
So Jafar was. I struggle with it. He was good. Like, he was a dark, scary character, which is what you want in a villain. I thought his youth worked against him a little bit. Like, they made the character younger, because you're just kind of like, you're so young. How could you be in a position to be the second and the king's most trusted advisor?
That's
like,
how it works.
So I felt that was kind of hard too.
Doesn't it make it easier though? Because isn't the story that he's trying to make Jasmine fall in love with
Isn't he
him?
a bratty,
But if
spoiled
it's,
little child?
but if it's
No,
different this
it's
time.
different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then never mind. I
He-
won't ask
he-
what it is then.
No,
or unless if
it's not a big
deal.
spoiler. He just totally wants power. He wants to be sultan. He wants complete control. He wants nothing to do with Jasmine. He often tells her, you should be seen and not heard, and that leads to her own musical number about I will not be silenced.
Oh, the
So-
speechless song.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the speechless song.
Is that from the original one?
No,
No.
that's the new song.
Okay.
And it's
Sounds
good.
pretty good, though.
Yeah, the music is great in it, and even Will Smith rapping "You've Never Had a Friend Like Me" is good
God.
because there's enough background music that it reminds you of the feel of the old one.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was all pretty. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. So
Where does it rank in the live action Disney
Well,
remake
I thought
adaptations?
that the music was better and that the characters singing were better than Beauty and the Beast. Because let's face it, Emma Watson can't sing.
She was trying.
She just can't sing. And I think, and Beauty and the Beast got hurt by her lack of vocal talent on that. But now looking back over it all.
Got hurt, don't you think?
Yeah,
Didn't it make one of the lots of money?
Oh, no, I meant like, when you're looking back overall, the quality of them, if I got to compare
Okay, sure.
the singing done in Aladdin to the singing done.
Yeah.
I
That's
gotcha.
fair.
Okay.
And so I think Aladdin's singing was better. I think when I was leaving, some people commented that they thought Beauty and the Beast was better overall.
I wonder how much of that just has to do with how many people prefer the original
Right,
Beauty and the
exactly.
Beast to the original Aladdin.
Yeah, that's a good point
Yeah.
too.
Because Beauty and the Beast is, along with The Lion King, it's like the most popular
Right.
animated Disney film.
Yeah. So I thought it was good. I haven't seen Cinderella, so I can't.
Cinderella's
I've
really
seen-
good.
I
I've
haven't-
seen Cinderella.
I haven't seen that one, so
I
I think
see,
you'd
that one
like
is
it,
good.
Cody.
Yeah.
I would check that one out.
I should. I should see that one. I just didn't.
I haven't seen any of the Alice in
I
Wonderland.
never really liked the
Okay.
original Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes it better.
Does it make it a lot
Yeah, it
better?
does make it better. That one's definitely like an older type of story too.
Yeah.
So that Warren's kind of a remake, you
got
know,
your
which is
Kenneth
why they do a
Branagh
whole bunch.
directing it.
He did, yeah.
I don't know if that's how you say his last name.
I th- it's, Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it is Branagh.
He's so
So-
classy.
How was Guy Ritchie's handling of
Oh.
a musical along with his?
So he
Action
does
sets.
action so well. There were some amazing action scenes where, like, there's one scene where Aladdin he's tied to a chair and he gets thrown out a window and it like twists in the air and kind of goes slow and you see him like screaming and I'm like, this is awesome action for
Yeah.
a Disney movie. But in the beginning, when he meets Jasmine in the marketplace and he's trying to escape with her and protect her, there's like a weird, awkward part where they're singing, but I don't know, the action didn't time up with the song. So then they did that where they fast forward the body stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So they're like running, but like it looks funny. And I don't know if it was on purpose. It should have been
Well,
done that
that's
way.
definitely Ritchie's style.
But not in a cool sped up slow motion thing like in
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, where
Yeah.
it slows it down to see something that speeds it up. No, this was like cartoony, like, oh no, we're in the market. Let's run now.
Yeah, it's his style is very hit and miss, that's for sure. Like
Kinetic
it works,
and quirky.
It works great in like Sherlock and the Man from U.N.C.L.E., but then it'll be bad like in the King Arthur
Well,
movie
it's just
he
because I
did.
feel like a lot of those signature Guy Ritchie-isms have like a set tone, and then if that tone doesn't quite match the scene
Right.
that they're in, it obviously will feel a little weird, but he doesn't change the tone of the style. If that makes sense.
But everything else was good. There was just like that one awkward scene in the marketplace. There was a little weird part where she's singing her Speechless song, and the people are like fading away. That I'm like, okay, I'm not understanding what's going on, but that's fine. I get it. So otherwise it was good. Like, I think it's not the bomb that everybody's hoping for, expecting. It's not.
That seems to be a running theme. You know,
Yeah.
everybody wants things to
bomb.
Yeah, to bomb.
Especially from Disney. They want Disney to fail on something, but
then they
Disney's not
turn
going to
up
fail
in
on
droves
this.
and prevent that from ever happening.
There was quite a few people in there at 9:00 at night. I was surprised.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm definitely glad it's turned out as good as it did.
Yeah.
Because it was looking a little, questionable.
Yeah,
for
the pictures don't do it justice. You really have to see Genie in movement for it to not be
Well,
feel
and all
weird.
of the set
Yeah.
design and all of the costumes and everything, I feel like they need to be seen in motion.
They do.
To
They're
really
brightly
appreciate
colored.
them and take it all in.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked how they didn't have Jasmine in a belly drift, outfit. She's always more modest, but still really beautiful and still has movement. Like, she's not in dresses the whole time. She does have pants, and I don't know, little things like that. I really appreciated. So
No, I am looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think I'll be. Oh, sorry.
last one,
Yeah.
Iago. He does have
yeah.
a voice and he does speak in it, but it is very parrot talk. Like, oh,
Not
master,
Gilbert, huh?
Like it's that parody talk. It's
Yeah.
not anything like Gilbert.
Squawk.
Yeah, squawks. But he has a bigger vocabulary. Like, so he actually has more lines than you would think for just a parrot. He doesn't repeat the same things.
Totally forgot about Iago, honestly.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And he very much looks like a parrot, and and Abu was really, really cute, and Carpet was awesome. I mean, all the characters are there.
Nice.
I liked it.
All right, then.
And I liked how they changed this last one. They changed the Sultan to not being like this short, fat, weird little
I love that
one with the
Sultan.
toys.
Oh,
He's my favorite.
the
he doesn't
Sultan.
deserve to rule a kingdom.
I just want to cuddle
that's
him.
that's the one thing I'll side with Jafar on. Like, the Sultan's a moron.
I just want to cuddle the Sultan.
But this Sultan is an older man who lost his wife, and now he's very fearful he's losing his daughter. So it makes sense why he locks her up, because he doesn't.
They give more background than just him be like, I'll feed the parrot crackers.
Yeah, there's none of that.
Yeah, okay.
Slapstick. He's definitely very much regal. Very
I do
much
like how these live action
Sultan.
things can add, even if it's just like a scene or two. I like how they can add just a little bit more to like these other like background
Side
characters. Like in
characters.
Beauty and the Beast, her dad. What's her dad's name?
Belle's dad is his name.
Yeah, that guy. I like how they gave him like his own short little song, and they just gave him a little bit more to do in the live action one. And I just love Calvin Klein. But
Yeah.
I think his name starts with an M.
Maurice.
We'll call him Matt.
Yep.
I was thank
He's
you.
Matt to me.
I was like thinking about it. I'm like, no, he has a name. It's Maurice. No, and then there's a really beautiful scene where Jasmine's like starting to stick up for herself and she's in front of her father, and you can see that her father's then seeing her for the first time, just in his eyes, the way they kind of tear up a little bit. I'm like, oh,
never
that's
even
actually
knew my own
really,
daughter.
yeah, that's actually really good acting from a Disney movie. So
Nice. I'm excited.
yeah. Let's move on to trailers.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
We got a few big ones.
We got dumped by trailers.
We did.
Yeah.
We've kind of been missing out on
Trailer
a bit
talk.
of them. On
Yeah.
trailer talk the past couple of weeks, it seems like.
So let's start with Once Upon a Time in
That's my most
Hollywood.
anticipated one.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
We got to see a lot more of the characters played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah.
They have amazing chemistry, just you can tell from the trailer.
Well, so much of the talk this past week has been about it because it premiered at Cannes finally, and that was like by far the biggest event at that festival. There's like hundreds of people who were like turned away, even though they had tickets. But the whole industry has been kind of figuring out slowly just what this movie exactly is,
Right.
and kind of just how much Sharon Tate, how much Manson family is in it.
Yeah,
But-
quite a bit, it looks like.
Yeah.
But not in direct. They're definitely periphery characters that
No, it
come
looks
into their
like
orbits.
Brad Pitt might get involved with the Manson family.
Yeah. And I think
Through a girl. How it
I hope
always
Brad Pitt
happens.
doesn't end up also murdering Sharon Tate.
Oh, that would be a twist. Well, I mean,
Really
this is going to
sad.
be. I mean, it's possible because this is all fictional. It's not going to be like a retelling of the Manson murders.
I've heard
so no
some
one
people
needs to worry
talking about
that.
Tarantino's still kind of keeping with his whole revisionist history thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be like some big shootout at the Manson or at Sharon Tate's home.
I guess from what we've heard from some other early reactions, they're not giving away the ending, but I guess it is brutal. Like,
Oh yeah.
and
Awesome.
Oh, your Tarantino
It is
shootout
awesome.
bloodbath finale.
yeah, it is going to be
Oh,
brutal.
give it to me.
My biggest fear is that it's like, because Sharon Tate was pregnant in real life when she was murdered. I hope
yeah.
she's not pregnant in this. I hope that's a good revisionist part. But if she is, and then they do all that, I think you can maybe go one step too far. But
Oh, definitely. But I feel like Tarantino's not. He'll know when it's like just outright poor taste. Like he'll push
Yeah.
it. He'll push it.
In a weird,
But
exactly.
It's
Like in
gonna
a
be
weird
so
way,
over the top that it's like just hilarious.
In a weird way, like he does know how to push things to the boundaries without it being distasteful to what was proper, or I guess to what history as we know it is. So I'm not too worried about that. I saw more Tarantino-isms in his writing personally than in the cinematography, but I kind of like that as well. Like it didn't feel like the usual pulp vibe that I usually get from most of his movies, but I still could feel like his mannerisms and what I love about how he treats characters and story was through the writing.
I love the whole idea of everything, because the whole movie is about like the passing of the Hollywood golden age into what it is now in his eyes. It's very much like a nostalgic kind of love letter to the past, how things were, and how not everybody can make the
60s
transition.
Hollywood, but also the world of the 60s in general.
Yeah, he says he deliberately designed the characters of Sharon Tate, Rick Dalton, and what's Brad Pitt? Cliff Booth.
Yeah, Cliff Booth.
They represent like different stages of people in the industry. Where like Leonardo DiCaprio's character, he's very much a working actor. He's in it, but he's kind of fading, and he's afraid that he doesn't have a place there anymore.
Yeah, fading from stardom.
Sharon Tate is the opposite. She's on the up and coming. She's super huge. She has a nice house, everything going for her. And then Brad Pitt's just kind of
That's done double.
yeah,
his job.
he's technically in the industry. He works on famous movies, but he lives in like a trailer.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of, I don't know. I'm excited to see it, because like any Quentin Tarantino movie, the specific story is going to be hard to describe, but
yeah.
I love what I see from the character so far.
I do wonder how it's gonna perform though. That's the thing.
I'm
Like,
glad it's an August picture.
I think it'll be
yeah,
great.
that'll help.
I think
that'll
that'll
help.
I think it'll
It's
be
just
great.
hard to. It's kind of hard to judge
Well,
how a
he-
Tarantino movie is gonna perform too.
He has
I feel
his
like
core audience, so you know there's going to be a certain level of success
Yeah.
there. There's a
There'll
core
be those people
Tarantino
that show
audience,
up,
but is it going to have crossover appeal
I think so.
that maybe like Inglourious Bastards did, or
I think just based off the
Django
star
was able
power
to
alone.
also.
Yeah.
Django was huge. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Django was bigger than Inglourious
but
Bastards.
Hateful
Probably.
Eight didn't cross over.
No, and that was different because, I mean, it's not one of my. I still like it. I find a lot to enjoy it in it, but I think that was a Christmas time movie.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like 3 hours long. It was all in that one location. You know, he's a great writer, but that one was definitely a chore to get through in places.
Right. So we'll have to see how that does in August.
I think,
but
I think it'll do good.
all the trailers have been so good, and there's just such a level of quality, and you are so sucked in by the dialogue. Like
Mm-hmm.
and he gets these superb actors to be in it. I mean, DiCaprio.
I don't
and
want to
Brad
watch
Pitt,
DiCaprio like embrace himself. Both trailers now have a scene of him just like
yeah.
beating himself up because he can't like do it perfectly.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
It makes me so sad.
I love it. It's
It's so funny
amazing.
because you're like, that's an actor playing an actor,
Mm-hmm.
bombing as an
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
When really he's
Like-
at the
That actor
height
is
of his
really good at
career.
playing an actor who's bad at acting.
Yeah, it's so weird to think. Well, the next trailer we want to talk about real quick is Terminator Dark Fate.
Dun, dun, dun.
scary.
Yeah. So it's
Well, I mean, what can we say? Linda Hamilton's back.
Thank
Arnold
God.
Schwarzenegger was in there for a little bit.
Yep.
We got some scary new Terminators.
It's
like a 2-part thing, and like an extension of himself.
right.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I like the first 2 Terminator movies, but I haven't really
You
followed.
what?
I haven't really followed the series.
Yeah.
So
I think after that you don't need to.
yeah. Well, I love the tagline of this movie is literally like, welcome to the day after Judgment Day.
It's pretty much saying, like, forget the other ones. We're sorry.
Yeah, because like originally they're like, yeah, we're gonna ignore all of those. This is just a sequel to the second one, but now they need to make it very obvious to casual fans. Like, no, guys, we know this is like the 6th Terminator movie, and that most of them have been terrible lately, but this one's gonna be different.
They're pretty much pulling a Halloween reboot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I liked how you only saw Arnold Schwarzenegger for like a little bit. They're just teasing him in there.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't think he'll be in it for that much.
I don't think so either. But I think it'll be a nice, tasty treat for everybody when they do see him.
For the diehard fans,
Yeah.
A bit of fan service. There you go.
No, definitely bringing back Linda Hamilton and highlighting her in the trailer is definitely the bigger seller than Arnold Schwarzenegger, because, I mean, he's great as the Terminator, obviously, but Linda Hamilton is also what
She's
makes
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, as Sarah Connor, she makes those movies like terrific. 1 and 2, she makes them so terrific, and I can't wait to see her arc continue after Terminator 2, because I really don't know like where it could go from there. So I'm curious to see how her arc goes.
How common was it to have these established was this done before Force Awakens, where like older franchises came back, but they had a story where the original characters were kind of passing the torch?
I feel like
Force Awakens kind of make that, like, prove how lucrative that approach is.
I feel like before, if they did a remake, it was truly a remake. Like they brought Hollywood has always brought old stories into modern. For modern audiences or that generation's audience. Like you could just look at like Star is Born. They have 4 iterations of that movie, each with separate casts. I think this is a very like new nostalgic thing going on, where we're taking old franchises with original characters and bringing them into a new modern retelling.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of like, it's very much a thing. You know, the whole passing the torch. We were just talking about Halloween did it. You know, this movie's done it. Force Awakens did it. I wonder
if it's just a...
Shaft is doing it.
If it's just a
about
generational thing. Like, is it because there's so many baby boomers getting older and they...
Oh, it's definitely part of it. I think it's...
Or it's millennials
the technology and internet and memes has everybody realizing how nostalgic they are.
Yeah.
Everybody's around the same point. They're like, hey, remember these? And then... It's just a lot of things that
because we're
line
so
up.
Fragmented culturally, we can't coalesce around the same things, new modern things anymore. We have to coalesce around the old things getting remade.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that has so much more to do with this weird generation we're in than before. But remakes are not a new thing. It's just this is kind of
it's just this approach. It's like a soft. It's almost like a remake and a sequel at the same time.
Yep,
it's the whole goal of it, and Force Awakens just proved how crazy people will go for that. And that just popped into my head.
Right. Well, Terminator, we'll have to see how successful that is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it.
I do love Arnold.
I mean, James Cameron's gave it a seal of approval, but he also gave Genesis his seal of approval.
Yeah,
well, I think he was more involved in this one for sure.
No, I'm sure he was just. I'm sure he was like. They're like, just talk it up, make it sound good.
Like, it's the best one. I don't know. Can
Genesis,
I go now?
You're not going to be able to handle what
I need to go make Avatar. No, this surprised me quite a bit, this trailer, though, because I have been feeling the stink that's come from the past couple of Terminators, but this one, its visuals look good.
I hope they just
Linda Hamilton's coming back, which is a really nice plus, and
I hope they just
I don't know, something about its tone I feel is gonna make a lot more sense for this franchise.
Yeah, like that whole highway bridge scene. You know, if you think about it, the first 2, especially the second one, they're pretty lean movies. There's like 4 or 5 big scenes. And they're just really good, and they connect to each other. You know, they get from point A to point B to point C, and it's pretty simple, but that's what an action movie should be.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully they don't try and get overly complicated with like the lore of the new Terminators and
dive too deeply into the time travel or have an overabundance of action. Even though they're action movies, but
just give us
they're also
exactly as much as we
too.
need, and just let the action tell the story.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Well, the next trailer that we have to talk about is something so completely different. Neither remake nor reboot.
It's an original movie?
It's
based off a novel. It's based off a novel.
It's based off a novel, but it's not original in its context. It's The Art of Racing in the Rain. And
I like didn't even know anything about this
Right.
movie until like last week.
I'm like, ooh, that's such a good title. I wonder what this movie is
I'm like,
about.
ooh, that sounds
It's
kind
a
of artsy.
talking dog movie.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Mila.
Except this
how do
one,
you
the
say his
owner
name?
is like a race car driver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the This
jeez,
Is
let
Us
me look
guy.
Milo.
Milo Ventimiglia.
That guy.
Yeah.
Milo.
From This Is
This
Us.
Is Us.
This is the This Is Us dad. It follows him and his family, and he's a race car driver, and it's narrated by their family dog,
Kevin Costner.
voiced by Kevin Costner,
Yes.
who has
This cute little puppy with just
the grizzly old man
the
voice.
most gravelly, just broken man voice you'll ever hear.
Oh my
Nah, he has
gosh.
some white hairs.
I'm just
Yeah,
a little
later,
puppy.
when it makes sense that he
Lights a
should-
cigarette.
Yeah.
She only said that.
He loves to race
He
in the
always said
rain.
Yeah.
You're not a cute little puppy.
So there's not much to distinguish this other than the owner's race car driver from the other talking dog movies we've gotten. So we've gotten Dog's Purpose, and now the sequel, Dog's Journey, coming out.
Dog's Way Home.
And
Yeah,
then
that came
those
from-
are from Universal's Dogs movie offerings. And then from Sony, we have Dog's Way Home, which follows a puppy, Bella, who runs away chasing squirrels, maybe, and then has to go on an adventure to get home. So Homeward Bound.
Is that the one
sort
that
of.
like it's kind of like one of those Valentine's Day, Love Actually, big ensemble things where the dogs bring everybody together? Was that one of those movies?
No, this one was just following Bella on her journey back home.
What's the one I'm thinking?
She
of?
made friends with some
Dogs,
wolves.
dog show? No. Dogs.
Were you thinking of show dogs?
Show? No, not show
No,
dogs.
no. I know what you're talking.
Yeah,
I would
there was
know.
a-
I would know show
We've talked
dog.
about that.
No, it's
I
like
don't
it's like
know.
a big ensemble thing, and like there's all these different dogs, and they bring these people together. It wasn't that long ago. I don't
no,
think.
you're right. It was.
What's it called? There's so many dog movies.
Yeah, it was
Dog Days.
Dog
Days.
Days.
Of
Thank
summer.
you. I knew it was
Dog Days of
dog,
Summer, I think.
like dog months or something.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Yeah.
Dogs are beloved, apparently.
That one doesn't have talking dogs. That's just about how their dogs bring Love Actually different stories together.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one, Art of Racing in the Rain, is a talking dog. And
Well,
but
it's like the dog's thoughts. There's like
Right.
3 different types. There's like cute dogs that they don't talk. Dogs where like you hear their thoughts, and then one like show dogs where they like animate their
Oh god,
mouths
those are
moving.
the worst. Those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I hate that. I hate those type of movies. But
So this one's interesting. I really felt like Kevin Costner's voice did not match the dog that they picked
I mean, it
at
sounded
all.
Pretty phoned in.
Yeah, it's so bad. So bad. But we'll see how who doesn't love a good dog movie apparently.
I haven't seen any of them.
they're also not our cup of tea. Clearly, like they.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a market
I guess
for people. I mean, dog lovers probably
just
want to go
don't
see a
think it's
movie
that
about
as-
dogs. I
As big a market as people think it is. I mean,
No.
Dog's Journey, which was just that sequel to Dog's Purpose, didn't only open to like 8 million.
yeah, it made
didn't-
10 million less than the last one did.
Yeah, it didn't open very big, and I don't know where you go with those. Like, what do you
No.
do with a sequel? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this about the movie. Like, it does look like it's shot very well. It is very pretty, at least from the trailer that we just got. But yeah, I don't think like there is a very big market for these dog movies now that we've
Right.
seen how a couple of them have performed.
Unless
so
it's
I'm
Air Bud.
a little bit confused by this too.
Who knows?
who
But
knows?
And Kevin,
maybe there's some.
You guys should just watch the trailer to see how weird Kevin Costner's voice is with his dog.
I dig it because it's just funny.
yeah,
to
it's
me.
hilarious. It doesn't fit. At least not when he's like a little puppy.
Yeah.
Like a puppy
Yeah.
puppy. And you
Picked
just
me
hear
out of a litter of 10.
What you say, Kevin?
I was just in a pen. No hope for what my life would be
Yeah.
like. And then I was saved.
Oh my god. Well, man, I'm
Anyway.
sure there's
Almost
some
feels like it
diehard
should be-
Kevin Costner fans who will.
Right. I didn't
Take
even
that to the
recognize
number
that it
one
was his
spot.
voice. It was so gravelly. I didn't even recognize it was his voice.
It took me a second too. I was like, "Who is this?" And then
Right.
it dawned on me that was Kevin Costner. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing. I love this so much." I mean,
Well-
take it as you will. I don't know how this is gonna perform quite yet,
The
but
only dog movie
there
I
is a
think
market for this.
that's going to do well this summer, Secret Life of Pets 2. We got a new trailer for that.
Yes.
it
final
showed
trailer.
so much of the movie. I'm guessing, but I feel like I saw that movie now after watching this
It's a
final
surprisingly
trailer.
good trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I love the addition of Harrison Ford's farm dog character Rooster. Like,
Brilliant.
He's gonna be so good in that, and I love Snowball's transformation from vengeful human killing bunny to superhero saving fluffy bunny. I love his transformation there. I like to see that Pops was still in it. You just never know. He was super old, but I liked his witty dryness.
Is this the trailer? I'm trying to remember them all now. Is this the trailer where Pops is complaining that he has to take care of this little puppy, and the puppy's like, "Hi, I'm tiny," and he's like, "No one cares."
No, this is
I saw it like yesterday, and I can't remember if it was from that trailer or what, but
No,
I just laughed so hard.
In
from
this
that
trailer,
for some
they're
reason.
like, "Pops, are your friends gonna die?" And he's like, "Don't be so dramatic." But yes. So
I might like this Pops character more if I end up seeing this one. I don't know why I did in the first one, but for some reason, like the lines he's saying, like have been killing me so far.
right. I think it looks really good. I don't like Max as much. Max wasn't like a scaredy dog in the first one, so I don't know why they're making him a scaredy dog in this one now. I mean, he wasn't
So he can be on screen with Harrison Ford.
The dog didn't really have that much character traits to begin with, so they probably were like, we need to figure this out.
I don't know.
Because he's, I mean, I didn't think there was much to him where I cared.
Right. But
So
he's
maybe
supposed to be
this
the
is gonna
main
help.
dog character, and I don't like what they're doing with Max. But I liked everybody
Not
else.
my
So.
Max.
Yeah, that's not my Max.
Well, it's definitely not my Max. He doesn't have the same voice, and that really
replacing-
kills it for me. That's why they had to make him a scaredy dog, because his voice is so weak and
But
pathetic.
it was a good thing they switched out Louis C.K. with
Oh,
Patton
yeah, I'm not-
Oswalt. That was much needed.
They could have just got
I can't
somebody.
really blame him.
Yeah.
They could have got somebody
But-
with a better, more Louis C.K. voice.
I like Patton Oswalt. Whatever.
Me too,
I
just
like
not in
that he
this.
still gets to have work like this. So it's fine for me. It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. But I don't know.
think if
Maybe there'll be other people who disagree.
I think if I was programming trailers, I always say pick the latest trailer, but this trailer shows so much of the movie. I don't know if you want this one, but
It did feel like a pretty long trailer.
it was.
I will say.
Well, it started out I think with a different tone, and then this music comes
Well, that's
in.
what I'm saying. Yeah, it got surprisingly like sincere. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't trying to be like cute or funny. It was just like almost like inspirational. Like, whoa.
Right? We're all afraid of something in life, but we just got to overcome our fears and triumph.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So, Secret Life of Pets 2. I'm still really excited. There is a Fandango fan event this weekend in select theaters. I think they chose like the top 500 locations in the country, or thereabouts, and they kind of go with regions and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm going to be actually going and seeing that on Saturday.
All right.
At our local
Give us that
theater.
early feedback.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to take my kids. I'm going to take some friends' kids. We're just all going. It's going to be great.
That'll be fun.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to let this trailer taint my view on it. I still really liked the first Secret Life of Pets, so I'm excited to see all the characters. And then the final one is Toy Story. We have some time. Let's talk about that final Toy Story trailer.
Decided to go the route of lighthearted, more of the humor instead of like the existential like dread of the first one.
Very unfortunate because that's hilarious.
That's why I love my Toy Story. I need that existential crisis. But yeah, no, I thought it was great. It's a lot more like I said, lighthearted. It kind of shows more of the adventure instead of the emotions behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed kind of soon after the first trailer, but
This one's
I'm
coming
not
around the
complaining.
corner.
That's true. Yeah,
coming
the
out
movie
the
is
21st of June. So yeah, this
We're
is about
a month
right
away.
to have a final trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a trailer full of hijinks that's aimed more towards kids.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think, yeah.
But I think adults at this point know, like with Pixar, like you can kind of trust them on having more adult.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that was
stories,
very
so I don't think
deliberate,
there's
that-
much concern about
Oh.
like really highlighting that.
It
'Cause- and they
is-
already did that in the last trailer.
Like I was
too,
kind of
so-
joking, but it's serious too. Like most of the older, because Toy Story has always appealed to, little kids and older people.
Yeah.
So I think that first trailer was like putting the concerns of the older crowd at rest. Like, don't worry, guys. We know Toy Story 3 was like the perfect ending, but we found a good reason to make this one. Here's what it's about. It's deep. And then this trailer is like, but it's also going to be silly and fun. So
I don't know. In the first 5-10 minutes of the movie that we saw at CinemaCon, it starts out where like they're in Bonnie's bedroom and they're getting ready to play, and she comes in and the toys are in the closet, right? Because she puts her toys away at night. And it's like a daily thing where she goes and picks the toys she wants to play with that day. And Woody hasn't been picked in a while.
Yeah.
And
he gets his head stomped in his trailer. Like, nobody in that house really cares about Woody.
Yeah. No. And so you already, from the first 10 minutes of the movie, know that Woody's not, like, is in a weird place that he's never been in before, because he was always Andy's toy. And then these toys remind him they're Bonnie's toys now, because he can't give up the control, because Woody's kind of control
such
freak.
A crazy, like, the Toy Story series to me is so confusing. It's amazing. It's probably one of my favorite series ever. But like the emotions and the themes and the ideas it's tackling to me are so directly tied to the concept of being a toy. You know, it's like you can't really extend that to the real world. At least I haven't been able to yet, but somehow it still like affects you and it gets to you.
Right.
Like, maybe our relationship to our toys as kids really is just that strong.
Maybe.
But like,
I think
like, how are we connecting with the idea, with the mental struggle of a toy wondering if he should stick around for his owner or not?
Oh,
like,
I think it's
what's the
it's
real
about
world
being
translation
useful
of that?
and having purpose. It's, do I have purpose in the situation? Am I something that is helping? Am I something that is useful? I think we all worry and struggle with what our purpose is.
Yeah,
and
it's very human.
And I think as you get older, you wonder, because it changes. Like,
We're all toys. We're everybody's toys.
well, you know, you become this person, everything to your children, and then as they leave, or your parents, or your family, and then as that dynamic changes and grows, where is your place? Like, I think a lot of people have a hard time with that transition when the kids leave the house, or they retire from work, or they're getting to that age where,
That's a good point.
you know, where even work stuff where they could still have knowledge and be useful, but technology has changed it so much. Where do you fit in that structure when you can't keep up with the technology? So I think there's, on lots of levels, this idea of what am I here for? What is fulfilling to me, and what is my purpose? And Woody
this is why Toy Story is so great.
And Woody doesn't have a purpose in the beginning, and that's tough. And I think that's why Bo Peep is like, there's a life outside of being somebody's toy. What is that life like?
He might finally have to choose himself.
Is there a life outside of your children? Is there a life outside of your work? I mean, we all come with that.
Well said.
So you get all of that from the Toy Story series, but you claim to not like it.
No, I don't like it.
It's not from me.
It's just not.
But that being said, I don't see the connection.
No, it's not. It's not that. I like the themes that they touch on.
Yes.
I just
powerful stories about life and growing up.
I just don't appreciate the vehicle to which those themes are explored.
Why?
The vehicle?
Yeah.
Toys?
I don't love Woody. He's annoying to me.
Woody Pride.
What'd you say?
That's his name. His full name is Woody Pride.
It's not.
Yes, it is. Look, you can Google it right now. Google Woody's last name is Pride.
How have I never known about this? I only just know him as Woody.
I know. Woody Pride.
Woody, Sheriff Woody.
No, Woody Pride.
Sheriff Woody Pride. Oh yeah, Sheriff Woody Pride. Okay, I see it now. Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
What's the hit? Sally or
Sarah?
Jesse's. What's
Jessie?
Jessie?
I have no idea what her last name is.
Oh.
I'll look it up.
Does she have one?
See, I haven't really thought of. Do all the toys have last names?
I mean, apparently,
I don't.
It doesn't
think they
look
all
like
do.
Jessie does, but
She's just sidekick Jessie.
yeah, had no idea. Had no idea it had a last name.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, with Cody saying that though, it gives me more confidence in Toy Story 4 because I thought it had a great conclusion at 3, but
Oh yeah. No, I'm excited. I
it
think
makes me
it's
more
a very
confident that they could
legitimate
pull off
topic.
this one too.
It's a very genuine, legitimate topic that they should explore.
Yeah,
And it's been long enough.
sure.
And the animation just looks so good.
It does. I
Oh
will
my
give it
God.
that. The animation looks amazing, and like the porcelain on Bo Peep's face just looks impeccable.
It's
like,
so
it's just
crazy
amazing.
how different it is now as compared to
The first
like the
one.
first 1 and 2.
98.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah,
Oh,
because she just looked
was
like
the
she was
first one
glass, and this
in
one is
98?
porcelain.
That's 20 years.
Yeah. 21 years ago.
Still killing
First one
it.
or the second one was I think 2000, maybe 99.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember seeing the second one in theaters. I think I remember seeing the first one in theaters. I think I remember the scene where like Sid lifts up the milk crate, but Woody's like bracing himself
Yeah.
on it. I'm pretty sure I distinctly remember that in theaters.
Because you were like, no, Woody.
Why was he gonna get out of this?
And meanwhile, Cody's like, good. Good.
No, I'm not cruel.
I hope
I
she
just,
blasts him away on a rocket.
it just was the age I was at. I didn't connect.
That's why you got to go back now that you're older, you're wiser.
Oh, I've tried because I was like, oh, maybe my kids will like
Don't
Toy
watch them with your
Story.
kids. They don't matter right now.
Forget them right now.
Yeah,
did-
they,
they did
they don't
not.
matter right now. Just sit down and make a thing of it and just watch it. Toy Story 1's like 80 minutes long.
Oh,
It'll
I know.
be over
I've seen
instantly.
it a bunch of times. It's not like I've not seen these. I just
Mrs. Nesbitt. I don't know. I just love Toy Story. Were there? I think that was the last trailer, right?
Yeah,
was.
that was all of them.
there was
yeah.
a
All
Downton
the big
Abbey
ones.
one, but that's kind of boring.
Yeah, I don't
and
really
unless
know
you see the
anything about
TV,
Downton Abbey.
yeah, unless you watch the TV show, and I'm like, ooh,
I don't know any of their names.
very gilded and
Well, yeah, we already saw
English.
Booksmart and Aladdin, so hopefully one of us or multiple can see Brightburn.
Well, I'll be seeing Secret Life of Pets Fandango event.
Yep.
So I'm going to that this weekend. I would really like to see Booksmart though.
Yeah, Booksmart's good. It's really good.
Highly
And
recommend
maybe
it.
John Wick 3. I'd like
Yeah.
to see that in the theater.
Highly recommend that one
Make
too.
it a double feature. Make it a triple feature.
Secret Life of Pets and John Wick.
And Booksmart.
Very
Booksmart.
different.
Yeah.
Just spend my whole day at the theater.
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night.
As you should.
Body breaks in between. Live off popcorn.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have anything
No.
else.
Yeah, that wraps up.
Well, it's Memorial Weekend, guys. Aladdin's going to be the
Oh, yeah?
number one film.
Yeah,
Family
probably.
friendly. But Memorial Weekend's hit or miss. If it's
Yeah,
going
it
to be,
can
it's
be.
all weather related. If it's going to be nice weather in some areas, it's
Families are going to
Yeah.
take the kids to the water parks. I
Yeah.
want to coop them up in the movie theater.
nope.
Yeah, no
they want to
kidding.
be outside in the yard. It's not going to be nice here though. So we're all going to the movie.
We're all gonna be at the
Every day
movie.
this week is like, it's starting out night. Oh,
Oh, oh no. We're still in like 50-degree rain. Spring is never coming here.
One of these days the sun will come.
So have a good weekend. Check out Silver Screen Insider to get all your latest graphics, trailers. We can go watch that Racing in the Rain trailer and make fun of it like we have in the office. Also, I wanted to let everybody know that we are currently working on some revamping of the SSI site.
Ooh.
So keep a lookout for those changes. We're going to add features. We're going to kind of like reorder the page. Just give it a little facelift.
you're going to love it.
I think you're going to really love it. But
Yeah, we got some good plans lined up for
Yeah.
that. I'm really looking forward to it all finally coming together.
don't panic, but they're going to be good changes.
Yeah, we promise.
So keep on the lookout. It's going to be another couple months, but I just want to get the word out that that's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah,
So
and we're really excited for that too. So
Yeah.
hopefully you'll be excited with us.
I hope you will. So have a good Memorial weekend, everyone.
Take it easy.